In demonstration 2, we'll sketch and extrude a simple shape. To do this, we'll use the line command. We'll also use parallel, perpendicular, vertical and horizontal constraints. We'll apply dimensions and use the coincident constraint in sketch mode before extruding the final form in 3D solid mode. We'll start by opening a new part file using the standard mm IPT template found in the metric templates folder. To create our first sketch, we will need to select one of the origin planes to create that sketch on, and then I'll use the line draw command in order to draw the lines required. I'm deliberately drawing these lines so that automatic constraints are not applied, so that we can see how the various constraints might be applied manually. Now that I've got the lines required on the screen, I need to force these into the form that's required, and I'll use the various geometric constraints in order to do that. The first one I'll use is the parallel constraint, which I select. I'll pick one straight line and then the second straight line. Those two lines are now fixed to be parallel to each other. One of these lines needs to be fixed so that it's vertical, so that if I use the vertical constraint and then select one of the two lines, both lines are now made vertical. The line at the top here could be constrained to be horizontal, perpendicular to the vertical line beside it. I'll use the horizontal constraint. Click on the line. That line is now horizontal. I can also apply the same constraint at the same time to the line at the bottom of the object. The perpendicular constraint ensures that two selected lines are always at 90 degrees to each other, so activate the constraint, pick the first line and then the second, and that is then applied. And then I can apply the same constraint here to this end line to make it perpendicular to our horizontal baseline. Now that we've got the lines in the correct orientation, I can roughly drag them into the form required using the mouse and then apply dimensions. The first dimension applied will scale up the entire object. So applying that 50mm dimension to the left hand vertical line scales the whole object up. I then apply the other dimensions as specified in the exercise, 60 across the bottom, 20 on the shorter edge at the top, 15 on the shorter edge at the right, and you'll see down the bottom right hand corner it's stating that there's still two dimensions needed to fully constrain this object. Those two dimensions are the ones that would fix the object in space relative to our origin point. I can apply two dimensions from one line to the point and then from a horizontal line to the origin point, and that will constrain it in space, or I can do it simply by using the coincident constraint to fix the point there on the bottom left to our origin point. We see now that the sketch is fully constrained. Finish the sketch. We go back to three-dimension modeling mode, where we can use the extrude command. It will automatically select the only profile that's available if there is only the one. All we need to do now is select or input the extrusion distance, which is 25mm. Click OK, and then it's just a matter of saving the file, the new part file.